Hello, guys. Hello, Linda Gamble. Hello, Pisces Life. How are you? Hi, Pamela. How are you doing? How are you guys doing today? So I'm back with the live that I tried to get done earlier. um, some stuff was happening earlier with my Wi-Fi. I don't know what was going on with this laptop, but I'm back. I want to talk about love and marriage Huntsville. Hi, Lori. How are you? How are you guys doing today? Today is Tuesday. A lot's been going on as far as the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. We got this scene that I started talking about earlier. We got Destiny's arrest, her podcast where she said she was going to address the arrest. We have Kiki interview she did with a content creator on YouTube. It's a lot been going on. Yes. Hi, everyone in the chat. Could y'all please hit the like button? Go ahead and hit that like button. So I just wanted to start off with this scene from last week's episode with Mel and Tisha. I know we already talked about it, but we just gonna go ahead and start off there for the live sake. Hello, VG. How are you doing? How you guys doing this afternoon? Evening. What is evening where you guys are this afternoon? So we already know they using the millimeters as a storyline. Half the cast don't have a storyline, so they bringing up the millimeters, and that's what they was also bringing up in this scene, as well as, you know, Kimmy and Tisha addressing the fact that they didn't go to the podcast, and of course they blame that on the millimeters as well. Hi, Pamela. She said, what's up with Kimmy wearing tank tops every episode so far this season? I don't know, y'all. I haven't been watching the show. I am doing the blackout, but I did get a chance to see this scene that was covered by quite a few content creators. And I heard Kimmy and Letitia little BS excuse, and I decided I wanted to add my little 2 cents to this scene because it's a lot going on. She said, sorry, tank tops, turtlenecks. Oh, okay. So she's been wearing a lot of turtlenecks. I don't know, y'all. What's up with Kimmy? Like I stated earlier, Kimmy looks kind of drained. She's looked like she's over it as far as everything that's going on with her. She's wearing it on her face. Kimmy's been looking kind of out of it and over it, if you ask me. But in this scene, I didn't like how they tried to blame the millimeters by saying that people flock to Mel, and by saying that the people that flock to Mel aren't very nice to them, because they're twisting this whole narrative about the millimeters not being nice to them. And I don't know, these are adults that are in their 40s and older. Like, why do y'all need people to be nice to y'all? And just because somebody calls you out on your BS doesn't mean that they're not nice to y'all. They want yes men. If you ask me, the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, they want a bunch of yes men. They want people that's always going to agree with them and never question anything. We just supposed to view the storylines and take them for what they are on the show and just not have any questions, comments, or concerns about what we're viewing. That's how I take it, because the cast has so much to say. But if it is only the millimeters that are so negative, why don't they speak on anyone else? Y'all notice that? Tisha claims she has the T-Squad. No one else really claims to have a fan base, but viewers, why don't they speak on the other viewers if it's just the millimeters that's so negative? I don't never hear them speaking on the positivity of other viewers. Even the people that be in these comments on other content creators' videos and feel the need to bash millimeters or bash people that align themselves with Mel, they never speak on the other people. They only speak about negativity. So it's like, who's delusional at this point? Is it really people that are supporting Mel, or is it the other? That's a question I have for them. I also want to know, when Tisha gonna stop lying, y'all. In this scene, she mentioned that her kids and her being a full-time mom and dealing with their school and home activities keep her pretty busy, which I'm sure it does. But it's like, which one is it? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom, or do you want to go back to work? Because last season I could have sworn she was fussing at Marceau about her office not being complete. So does she want an office? Does she work? Or is it back to the stay-at-home narrative with Letitia? She's all over the place when it comes to that. Pamela said they want the attention off of themselves and their horrible realities. So they're constantly talking about millimeters, Melody, now Sunny. True. Yeah, they don't want any eyes on what they're doing, which is weird because why are y'all on TV? Of course, everyone is not going to agree with you. Everybody's not going to like your personality, whether it's online or on the TV screen. So it's like they be butthurt about a lot of stuff. But we're going to call a spade a spade. Y'all mad because people are exposing y'all for the frauds that y'all are, allegedly. You know? I think that's why they're so mad. I didn't like the fact that they played so dumb when it comes to the arrest. Kimmy saying that she didn't really get it before Mel having to break it down like she was in kindergarten. It's like Tisha and Kimmy, they didn't get it because they didn't want to get it, in my opinion, because it wasn't hard to understand. Like we mentioned earlier, Kimmy and Letitia have been around since season 1 and before. So they are privy to things that go on inside the circle that many aren't. They also are on the show, so they know what's going on with production and they know what's going on in the real everyday lives. They watch content creators because they constantly say people don't like them, which means y'all must keep up with the people that report on y'all. So why was it so hard to understand why she went and filed the warrant when she filed it? Tisha brought Carson on the show. From my understanding, allegedly Carson let Tisha know about the plot on Melody. So you knew what was going on. So how did y'all not get why she pressed charges? They didn't give Marceau all of this when he went and called the police for a text message. And he's a grown man. The cast didn't go around. Stormy didn't put on her Sunday best suit and go around and interview everybody on the cast about how they felt when Marceau called the police on Martell. So why was it so hard for them to understand why Mel did it? Aquarius Goddess says everyone on the cast is dry except for Melody. They've been dry. That's kind of another reason why I'm not tuning in. Aquarius Goddess says Kimmy is fake. It's embarrassing because she's an Aquarius and we aren't. That's weird. Kimmy's too old to try to pull the stuff. And Kimmy, here's the thing. You're supposed to be older and wiser. You're supposed to be a well-educated woman. Like, quit letting your personal feelings in production put you on this TV and act like you just be having these blonde moments. Like you just zone out. You don't know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. We know you like Martell. Like, I would take it better from them if they just stood their grounds and actually said what they meant. Oh, we're friends with Martell. We want to keep that friendship. We really don't care what he does to Mel. Stand on it. Because y'all trying to act like y'all don't know what's going on. And while this man was arrested when he was arrested, which I still believe he turned himself in for filming. Carlos came out and said it was the first day of filming when Martell decided to go down to the police station allegedly to pick up something. In his words, he was going to pick up something on the first day of filming and he was arrested. Even though on previous episodes we heard him yell out and say that Melody tried to have him arrested. But he wants us to believe that it was just this big old coincidence that his first day filming for the new season, he just so happened to have to go down to the police department and pick up something, and he was arrested on an old warrant. He wants us to just believe that's just how it played out for him. So yeah, I believe all that was set up for filming. I wish they would quit talking about it now. I understand they had to address it on the show, but for everybody to act like they don't know where Mel was coming from, it's frustrating. And that's not just because we support Mel. That's just because we got common sense. Aquarius gotta says, "Hey Aquarius sis." Yes, hey, how you doing? So yeah, I didn't like the fact that Kimmy was playing dumb. Oh, now I get it. Now that she broke it down to me in layman's terms, I actually understand. And then Letitia coming in with her 2 cents. Oh yeah, because y'all did that. That's between y'all. I wouldn't want him to show it to anybody else. We that stuff everybody been saying and y'all been privy to. It makes you look dumb to sit on camera and try to act like y'all didn't get it or y'all didn't see where this lady was coming from. It's very frustrating. So yeah, I just wish Tisha would also pick a side with her career. Is she working or is she not working? Because they say we can't, they say us as viewers, we can't determine the difference between television and real life. So it's like, are you working or not? You said you're a realtor, a broker, but now on TV, you saying you're not even focusing on a career. You're just focusing on taking care of your kids because you're a married single mom. It's like, get it together, stick to a storyline besides riding somebody else's coattail. That's frustrating to me. And then when Marceau, they brought up the fact that Marceau gave this he gave a statement regarding the arrest, and Tisha was like, "Oh, they didn't play the whole thing. Like that gives him a pass. It doesn't matter. Quit putting your mouth on other people's business. It had nothing to do with Marceau. Especially when y'all have been known to side against this lady. Just stay out of it. You know, like Mel said, she's received plenty of calls when they go through whatever they go through. She don't feel the need to speak on that. So it's like, why do they feel the need to speak on everything Mel? I don't understand that. And if I was Mel, I really wouldn't even want to have any type of relationship with them because they gonna always play the same card. It's gonna always be hard for them to understand where she's coming from. It's gonna always be hard for them to show her compassion and to show her support because they don't genuinely want to show her any type of support. And that's my opinions. So y'all, let's go ahead and talk about Miss Kiki because it's not gonna be a long live. I just got a few comments to add to everything that's going on. Now, Kiki did a live and she's back talking about what happened in Houston. And she's also talking about how she felt in the moment of how Mel was explaining to Tisha that she didn't know that Kiki was coming on the trip. So we're going to back it up just a little bit. Kiki denied having any type of connection with content creators where she was telling the show before it aired. Now, we all know by now, there's been quite a few content creators come out and said they have been in contact with Kiki and that Kiki was indeed telling the show before it aired. I like Kiki. I'm going to say that. I do like Kiki and I still like Kiki. But Kiki, girl, in my opinion, I kind of believe you was telling the show. I believe you was telling the show. I believe you let your emotions and your feelings get the best of you. And you were reacting to certain things, and maybe you didn't have anyone you felt like you can really talk to about it. So you would talk. Why you would talk to content creators, I don't know. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that. I'm gonna give you some grace when it comes to why you were talking to different content creators, because that seems kind of sketchy. Because even if you don't have anyone to talk to in your personal life, why would you trust content creators that you stated you never really had any type of relationship with? So I believe Kiki did want to vent to certain people, and I believe she was telling the show. I believe she let her emotions get to her, and she was in her feelings about a lot of things. And I believe she talked to these content creators and was telling them information. Look, we're all human. When we get mad, we get upset, we want to vent about certain things. She was new to television, so I'm gonna give her some grace on that. But Kiki, I still think you covering for yourself and for your mom. Lisa Girl said she was desperate. Yeah, because I mean, she says, she has a husband, she has her mom, and she says her mom was telling stuff and she just went back to basically clarify certain things. But that sounds like she's just trying to sweeten it up, because if the bloggers had got a hold to information from your mother and you knew the episode still hadn't aired yet, why would you still go back behind your mom and clarify what happened? The damage was already done at that point, so you clarifying it is just basically further telling what went on. So you told the show, you know. She said when it came to the Mel thing, they had their scene. I heard that from YouTube. And she said she understood where Mel was coming from. Um, but she said in the moment in Houston, she was mad because she felt like Mel was kissing Letitia's ass. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say Mel was kissing her ass. Say this, when I watched that episode, I did feel like Melody was over explaining herself. And that was simply because I come from a place where I believe Tisha doesn't like her, and it doesn't matter if Mel knew that Kiki was coming on the trip or not. It wouldn't have mattered to Tisha. Mel explaining herself wasn't going to make Tisha not like her any less. So I felt like Mel didn't owe her anything. But again, Mel is Mel. She has the relationship with these people. So if she felt the need to explain to Tisha, then that's her business. But I kind of felt where Kiki was coming from there, just off the tip of you don't owe her nothing. This person does not like you, is still not going to like you. They still going to talk shit about you. Why are you explaining to her anything? So I got that part of what Kiki was saying, but everything else, it sounded like Kiki was just trying to cover herself. She did mention that she was not fired from Love and Marriage Huntsville. She stated that she was, however, demoted. So how do y'all think that's going to play out for her? Do y'all think they just demoted her for this season and then would eventually, if they have another season, they will eventually kick her off? Because I still don't think Carlos likes Kiki. We know that Tisha and Marceau them don't like Kiki. We know Maurice and Kimmy are going to ride with Letitia and Marceau, so they're going to stand with them against Kiki. So it's kind of like Kiki is now the odd man out, especially since she's no longer cool with Melody. I don't see anyone fighting for Kiki to stay if it's another season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I'm gonna say I do like Kiki still, and I would like to see a little more from her. If she is gonna stay. I want to shout her out because she said she's no longer on methadone, which is a huge accomplishment for everyone that has ever had to deal with something like that. So shout out to Kiki for stating that, she's no longer needing to take methadone. She's completely off of it. Oh yeah, y'all. She said she was ambushed by the drug test. Now that had to come straight from production. And they had Melody do it, of course, because I think that was probably like one of the only people Kiki was talking to on the show at the time. So production, I'm quite sure, asked Melody to do it. But I found that kind of weird on production's end, because they was handling Kiki kind of rough, y'all. For Kiki to come on TV and be as open as she was about her addiction and her battle, and for them to ambush her with a drug test was kind of weird, in my opinion. Because what if this lady did not want to take it for multiple reasons. What if she didn't want to take it because she was dirty? Or what if she just didn't want to take it because she didn't want to take it? That would have made her look a certain type of way on the show. So I didn't think that was right how they ambushed her with the drug test. She said she felt some type of way about that as well. I don't know. But that was kind of weird to me for them to ambush this lady and have her take a drug test on camera. And then you have Tisha behind the scene telling production and telling Carlos God knows what. Because when it came time to the reunion, we see how Tisha is talking to Carlos. Tisha ain't paying Kiki no mind. She got her focus directly on Carlos, and she's like, "I'm telling you, Carlos, she's worse off than what she's letting on." She said production can be influenced by cast members. Yeah, they can be influenced by cast members because you got to remember production's whole job is to go talk to the cast members and try to get what's going on in their life, try to get the dirt, try to get the tea. That's what production is supposed to do. And then production is, I guess, they shift through it and see what they deem is TV worthy. So they do go to the cast members, and I'm quite sure Letitia and them played a big part in them wanting to ambush Kiki with the drug test. Kiki also mentioned that in her interview with the content creator. She stated that how, she came on the show through Tisha, and Tisha was promising her one thing, like, yeah, we're gonna do the show together. Basically, like, yeah, I'm gonna help you, girl. I'm gonna put you on. She telling that to Kiki, but then Kiki finds out that it's another story when Letitia talks to production. And I believe that. I 100% believe that Letitia was trying to play nice with Kiki, but behind her back, she was telling production to not bring her on. I definitely believe that. Sheila said Kiki would have kept her ass home just like her husband wanted her to. She had a choice to take the drug test for proof, and she told Mel she had no problem with having done the test. Yeah, I see what you're saying. She volunteered for reality TV. But I just believe they handled Kiki. That's my opinion. Y'all gonna have different opinions. I believe that they handled her kind of rough because addiction is hard. You know, people are fighting battles within themselves. They need support. And she was already being attacked by her cousin and her cousin's husband by trying to convince the world that Kiki was still on drugs and Kiki was still doing. And we don't know. Maybe, she did. Of course, she did the drug test and she didn't have anything in her system at the time. So I feel like she kind of didn't. She did, but she didn't. Because if she would have refused to take that drug test, then that Tisha and Marcel would have ran with the whole narrative of, yeah, that's why she didn't want to take it. Because we told y'all she's still doing what she was doing. So I look at it like that. I feel like they put her in a lose-lose situation. Good thing she was clean, and she may have even said that she was okay with it at the time, but now she's saying something else. She's saying, she felt the way. And I kind of feel her on that. If she did feel a way about that. So, I wonder how it went with her being demoted. Do y'all think she should have been demoted? I gotta say, I do kind of believe that she should have been demoted because I do believe she was telling the show to content creators. Luckily, she didn't get put off, but maybe they're trying to save that. Maybe they won't bring her. If they do another season, they probably won't bring her back. What do y'all think about that? Because I kind of see her not coming back. I see she announced her wine with her sangria. She got some alcohol that she's bringing out. So the whole little thing with her and that content creator, it's definitely some truth in it to that. And she also mentioned how Kimmy lied on her, how she's still in litigation with Home Depot. So that might be another case for us to be on the lookout for. Kiki and Home Depot. We should check that case out as well. She did a lot. She even spoke about the Houston trip as far as production and having her reach out to Mel and reach out to Nell. Everyone knew she was coming. She even said that she would have been okay if she wouldn't have went on the trip, but basically production was like, no, we need you on this trip. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I like Kiki, but I do believe she was telling the show. I do believe she was speaking to these content creators and she was getting in her feelings. So the next thing I want to talk about is Destiny, y'all. I want to talk about Destiny's arrest and Destiny's recent interview. So as we already know, Destiny was arrested for fraud and for identity theft. Hi Sandra, how you doing? It's okay, you're not late. We're doing a quick little live just to go over everything that went on. And they say, hello, T from TV in chat. Sorry, I'm coming in late to your live. As far as Kiki goes, in my opinion, Kiki played herself and focused on her cousin's marriage when she should have been focusing on her sobriety. And I feel that, but you know what? They made it seem like Kiki was focusing on her cousin's marriage. Because y'all got to remember, that's kind of was the reason she was brought on. Mel wanted to bring her on because she was another person that had firsthand knowledge about the rumors and other things when it came to Marceau and Letitia's marriage. So when she was at that, what was it, Mel's Christmas party, she was asked the question about the marriage. And then when it came to Tisha and the hairstylist or the makeup artist, we already seen that Tisha was the one that set that up. In my opinion, Tisha was the one that set the whole scene for the makeup artist. And, she sent Kiki to do this type of investigation and then switched up on Kiki. And in my opinion, Tisha did that because she didn't want Marceau to know that she asked for Kiki's help. So before Kiki threw that drink in her face, I definitely believe that they were talking and she told Kiki to go find out some information. And when it became public knowledge amongst the cast in the show, Tisha did what she always do. She took her tail and she lied, in my opinion. She did not want Marceau to know that she was trying to link up with Kiki to find out what he was doing. Says Destiny is a habitual liar, just like her BFF Ice Cream Boy. Yeah, Destiny got some more stuff going on, y'all. She was arrested, like I said, for fraud and identity theft, which is so crazy because now it's coming out that it has something to do with her ex-husband, LeBarrett. And so Destiny did this whole thing and she announced that she was going to address the arrest. I did go over to her podcast for the first time ever. And I wanted to see what exactly she was going to say about the arrest. She kept it very brief and she stated, it's because it's an ongoing case and her lawyers are advising her to not speak on it. That part I understand, but I just don't understand why she said she was going to address it when she knew this is an ongoing case and she can't say too much on it. So it's like she just really, in my opinion, wanted to set the scene to try to make LeBarrett look bad. Because on her podcast, she said she was just only able to give us, a glimpse at her experience. And she said it was traumatic. She stated that she was meeting LeBarrett and her son. I believe it was at a doctor's appointment. She said when she put up, it was a whole SWAT team allegedly waiting for her. She got out. She asked what was going on. And then, the police basically confirmed. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna hear some noise in the background. It's a lot going on. So she basically saying, that the police walked up and talked to her. Yeah, she identified herself. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. So she stated like everybody was coming for her, like she Al Chapo, and she had the whole SWAT team of Huntsville after her. She stated that she didn't want anyone to see her getting arrested, so they agreed to block her when they handcuffed her, so no one could get any pictures. I don't think her son was actually in the parking lot, which is where they arrested her from. I believe he was still in the building, so I don't think her son saw her getting arrested. Here's my opinions. Everything is alleged and in my very own opinion when it comes to Destiny and the LeBerick situation. Some of y'all already know where I stand. I kind of believe LeBerick's narrative of what went on with Destiny, because everything that Destiny has shown us kind of conflicts with everything that Destiny has told us. Now, she said the case was dismissed when she was arrested for the forgery charge, but this seems like to be the same charge, just like they upped it. Maybe that's why the original forgery charge was dismissed, so they can open the way to go after her for something more serious, which is the identity theft. So I'm very interested in this case because that's my theory on it. I think that the only reason they dismissed the forgery was because they knew they could get her on a higher charge, which would be the identity theft and fraud. Now she painted this scene like, oh, LeBerick is just after me. He's so petty. And a lot of people agree with her. And, that's their prerogative. If they believe her, then that's them. But my thing is, they come after content creators. Remind you, Destiny wasn't even doing the talking. She had two women on her podcast that did most of the talking for her. Exactly who these women are, I don't know. But they were basically saying, they put a message out to content creators that was covering it to kind of handle this with kid gloves, because we don't know exactly behind the scenes what's going on, which is fair. But I ask y'all this because there's a lot of people in those comments that are condemning LeBerick. Y'all have condemned this man. Y'all have called this man a narcissist. Y'all said this man is just like Martell. Y'all called this man petty. Y'all said he was vindictive and he was using the court system to attack his ex-wife. But y'all claim he's all these things, but y'all never even heard this man speak about Destiny. So how could y'all jump to a conclusion about what LeBerick is when y'all haven't really even heard his side? Y'all haven't heard him tell his truth. And y'all are already formulating opinions about what he is and the type of person he is. So what does that say about y'all? Y'all have so much to say about the people that don't believe Destiny. But let's talk about y'all. Y'all are condemning this man and y'all don't even know what went on. Destiny would never tell the full story of what's really going on with her and LeBerick, and she has revised her experience into what Melody and Ice Cream Boy has going on. Yeah, it's a lot of similarities, and that's another thing I wanted to mention, because Destiny accused this man of AB. Where are her police reports? Where is, the documentation as far as her being abused? She has been able to come use several different people platforms in her own platform and make all of these allegations and got people condemning this man publicly without any shred of proof. She said nothing but wanted the clicks and views. She definitely did, because her podcast has not been getting any views. So I know that's why she said she was gonna address it. But why even say that when you know it's an ongoing case and your hands are kind of tied when it comes to how much you can actually speak about? Simply beautiful. I think she was the anonymous caller that gave her whereabouts. Yes, that's something else I wanted to mention, because she made sure to mention that she was that they stated it was an anonymous caller that told her where she would be. So y'all thinking she pulled a Martell? Because in my opinion, I think Martell turned himself in. So y'all thinking Destiny pulled a Martell, knew that she was had a warrant out for her, and set it up so she can then blame it on LeBerick? That's what you think, simply? Aquarius Goddess, I don't believe anything Destiny says. Going for the abuse storyline is disgusting. We need proof. Exactly. And I was even told she tried to tie her situation in and compare her situation to Cassie. And it's like, what are y'all really doing? Because Cassie was not only a bead, she was egg trafficked. Y'all know I can't say the word. Pimped out. She was given things without her knowledge. And these were rugs. She was given rugs without her knowledge. You know, she was pimped out, given to different people, on top of being a bead. So for Destiny to compare her situation with Cassie's, it's like, ma'am, to put it up there at that level and accuse this man of that type of stuff publicly, you need some type of proof. You can't just go around saying things like that. Aquarius gotta say Martell did turn himself in. I that's my opinion. I believe it. Once I already believed it before Carlos came out and said it happened on the first day of filming. I already believed he turned himself in. And then once Carlos said that, I said, oh yeah. That kind of just sealed the deal for me as far as thinking he turned himself in. So yeah, Destiny went on there and she talked about, well, she didn't really do too much talking. Like I said, she had the two other women doing most of the talking. But it was just crazy to me how people in those comments was like, oh, LB is this. I'm praying for you, Destiny. Now, I'm not saying that I pray on people downfall, but it's just like you have to take some type of accountability. I don't think LeBert, it has been mentioned, Terry. I don't know for sure if he has a security clearance, but it has been mentioned several times by several different people that he has a security clearance. And on top of that, he does have a job, and he's a business owner, a family business at that. How do y'all expect him to handle certain situations? Because if he was AB in her and we were able to, we were privy to that, and he was causing her so much harm and she was publicizing that, then y'all would have something to say about that. Y'all would have something to say about him not handling things correct and him needing to get the authorities involved. So he's doing things the right way according to our society, and he's handling things the legal way, and people still have something to say about that. And that's kind of just interesting to me. Simply Beautiful said that therapist was definitely her mouthpiece. Yeah, I didn't know who those two women were. I didn't stay to watch the whole thing. I just wanted to hear Destiny's side. Once she gave her little brief of what happened to her, then I kind of exited off of the podcast, because I honestly don't believe what Destiny is saying, and these are my opinions. I'm entitled to them. Could I be proven wrong on certain things? Yeah, I could be. But when it comes to the type of person that Destiny portrays herself to be, I don't think I'm wrong with that. Her personality traits, the way she treats people, the things she has publicly brought to light, I don't think I'm wrong on that. Zeta Williams says, "Hi, T from TV and everyone. Hello. How are you doing? Can you guys please hit that like button for me?" Is it Inez? I don't want to butcher your name, y'all. If I don't read your name, it's because I don't want to butcher it. I think it's Inez Martin. She learns from the best, Martell. Destiny trying to gain sympathy, and then she was saying Stormy called her to check on her, and Tisha bailed her out. They tried it, but y'all see how they can show some support for each other. Oh, you Tisha, you can bail her out. Stormy, you can call and check up on her. Y'all can show her support. But somebody else that y'all claiming that y'all want a friendship with, y'all don't really show support to. That's odd. I wonder, did Martell cry for her? She called Martell crying. I wonder, did he call her crying or worried? Shay P says, "Hi, everyone. In my opinion, Destiny is lying. In most cases, the abuser doesn't leave the abused person. It's the other way around. That played a part in my decision. I mean, that played a part in my reasoning of why I decided to kind of side with LeBerick as well. And other things, y'all. Destiny really was the main factor in why I believe the kind of side that LeBerick's on, because her personality and how she treat people. I don't think Destiny is a good person. But also, he left so fast. If this man was ABing you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, or whatever, they feed off of that. That man had just married you. You all had just had a baby. He could have stayed in that situation and continued to do anything that you have claimed. Why did he flee from you? And more importantly, why has he not even came forward to even try to save face? This man hasn't did any interviews to my knowledge. He hasn't spoken publicly about her to my knowledge. Even on his platforms like his social media, his Instagram and stuff, you don't see him dedicating any type of time to be negative towards Destiny. So it's hard for me to believe that he's just this scandalous person that's harassing her and just taking her to court to spite her. It's been a few years since they've been divorced. Why would he be taking you to court, Destiny? A lot of people they don't seem to keep up with the timeline, so they need to go watch other content creators and myself. So y'all can kind of see the timeline as far as their divorce, while she was living in the house for a whole year. And once her year was up in that house, Destiny tried to still make it hard for LeBerick to sell their marital home. And that is when all of these lawsuits came about. LeBerick was trying to get her found in